Hello, friends. Let's get all of this all situated for tonight's live. Making sure everything is good to go. Just kind of adjusting my space. All right, I'll get my iPad on. Oh, phooey. It's Amazon telling me I got something coming up for delivery. Let's see. Trying to get over to the fan club. Ooh, my iPad is not being cooperative tonight. All right, let's see. There we go. All right. Let me get this all ready. This actually looks pretty good tonight. Push this a little off to the side. All right, if anybody is stopping by, drop a quick comment just to say hello. And then we'll get started in just a minute. I know we had a little bit of a change up with the schedule. I have a little bit, it's been just a little bit of a hectic past couple weeks. Nothing too crazy, but I have confirmed that I'm going to be having overnight guests on Wednesday, and they are coming with dogs. So I figured it was going to be just a little too loud in my home to do an appropriate Facebook Live. So I picked a night that was going to be a little quieter, and hopefully we get that tonight. I always like to talk about where I am and what the weather's like. So I am in the Chicago suburbs, and over the past, we'll say like 36, 48 hours or so, the temperature has gotten cool, very cold, actually some snow. And then today I was home and I just felt chilly in my house. My thermostat said everything was fine with the temperature, but I felt chilly. I had to go grab some slippers. Well, now I feel nice and toasty, so the slippers gotta come off. So if you're dropping by, drop a quick comment just to say hello, and then we're going to get into some fun princess-inspired crafting shortly. And as you can see, we are going to be using this little slumber party princess from the Modern Princess set. We're not going to color her up first, though. We're going to do a little bit of background building first, and then we'll jump into that portion of the Facebook Live. So, hello, everyone. I, of course, am Justin, and I wanted to just do a fun Facebook Live tonight with y'all, and I want to start by building up a little bit of a background. And I'm going to be giving love to one of our products that I don't see used too often, and I thought it'd be fun to give a little bit of inspiration using the crowned plaid hot foil plate. So we're going to be using this to build our background tonight. But I want to do a little bit of ink blending first. So let me grab some white cardstock. We're going to use some white blending cardstock. And I want to go ahead and, I should probably preheat my, my hot foil plate. So let's get that plugged in. So let's see. We're going to put that off over here. I'm going to be able to have it so you guys can see it a little bit, but I'm going to put it off camera and we're going to turn it on. Let's just make sure I'm not missing any comments. Hello, Gwen, and hello, Karen. Hope you guys are having a good night. So let's see. We're going to go ahead. I don't need to put that on yet. I'm going to grab some spun sugar distress oxide ink, and we are just going to ink up this whole panel. And spun sugar is a very, very light pink. So we're going to use this. Pardon me, almost wonders if I should be re-inking the panel at all, because it looks very light, but I do see the discoloration. And I'm just doing it on some Bristol Smooth cardstock. Let me grab just a blend or something to, you know what? We're going to use a bigger tool just because I can't walk around because I have my, hot foil plate, my glimmer machine plugged in. So we're just going to go in and cover this whole panel with oxide. This is spun sugar. I'm just gonna ink blend the whole thing. Just like that. All right. And I know the edges are a little frayed. That is a-okay, because I'm actually gonna trim the edges off eventually. Next, we're gonna go in with some Kitsch Flamingo and just kind of add some discoloration to the edges, just like that. Just kind of using those small circular motions. Did I not bring my spray bottle? Oh, there it is. I thought I left my spray bottle. I'm like, oh, I am gonna need that. So we're gonna go in, we're just gonna blend this up just like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull my blending tool for my spun sugar back in and just soften up these edges. Just by going back over, just like this, just kind of blending that Kitsch Flamingo into that spun sugar. Just like that. All right. Perfect. All right, this is pretty soft, but you can tell it gets lighter in the center. And I am gonna go in and do a little bit of watermarks, bleach marks, whatever you wanna call them. Just like that. And these are gonna add some really nice white bleach marks to my project. So I'm gonna let them sit. Let's see if I'm missing any comments. Karen's got a question. Was there ever a princess set in the design style of modern princess, but in traditional princess dresses, not the royal princesses with the eyes closed? I believe you are looking for the Once Upon a Nap set. For this set specifically, which I'm actually going to be using tonight, Karen. This is the Once Upon a Nap set. It has the princess in her dress, so I think that's what you're looking for. So we're gonna go ahead, pick up the water. All right. Awesome. I think we're good. Just gonna take a brush and brush off any sort of fuzzies. Oh, like Villainous But All Princess. No, Karen, there wasn't one like that. My bad. Yeah, we didn't do one with all the dresses. That's a set of all of them. I don't know if that's something that's in the works eventually. As far as I know, there's been no talk about it. I'll never say never, but I don't know. Where did I put my trimmer? Phooey. I had my rotary trimmer out for tonight's live, and now I cannot find it. Let's see. Now I have another one that I can pull in, but I wanted to use my older one. Anyways, I am going to be using some Pool Blue hot foil. And the Pool Blue hot foil, this is the color of it on white, so it's a nice sort of, I don't want to call it baby blue, but like a true medium blue. And let's go ahead and trim off how much we're going to need for our project tonight. Ooh, it's like pink on the other side. That's pretty. All right, so let's go in like that. And foil back together. I'll be checking comments in just a second. And at just one of those points where I focus on what I am trying to cut. So let's go ahead and trim this side. Just like that. And then I like to just trim my edges down. So we're gonna also trim this side as well. Because I find that when I have less foil overhanging, I have less errors. So I like to sort of trim it down so I have like 1/4 of an inch on each side. All right, so now let's go ahead. I'm gonna grab some knit tape and we're gonna put this into place. So I'm gonna take my hot foil plate. I just like to go ahead and sort of hold it in place like this. So it's hot foil plate, and then it's pretty side of the foil down, and then paper. And I'm putting that onto my hot foil glimmer machine, and I'm going to go ahead and press my timer button. I'm going to try to bring it a little bit in so you can see. Let's check comments. All right. So it is flashing right now. Once this green light goes solid, we can start the process of doing our transfer with our cutting plates. All right. I'll move this off to the side so when it goes green, we will be ready. Just waiting for that solid green. There we go. All right. So we've got our shims ready to go. I like to kind of pass it through once, pass it through again, and then pass it through one final time. All right. Go ahead and put my machine off to the side so we can do a peel reveal. All right, let's see. Where is my tool? Just take this off. Just kind of carefully do that. Then I can turn my machine off, put it back off to the side. All right, so let's see our panel. Look at that. Isn't this gonna be perfect for her? Oh my God, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I could save this for later if I wanted to, so maybe I will go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this tape. And then move my hot foil plate off to the side. And look at this. Isn't that pretty? So perfect for this little princess. I love this so much. But what I'm gonna actually do is I am gonna trim this down just a little bit using the large stitch die from the Card Basics set. So let's go ahead. Let's make sure it's all lined up. Perfect. Let me grab a little bit of tape to hold it in place. Let's see. Go ahead, put it like right there. Set it down like that, and then we can grab my die cutting machine once again. Grab my cutting plates. And just like that. All right. Then we should just be able to pop this out. Just like that. How pretty. But we're not done. We gotta spruce it up just a little bit. So we're gonna add a little bit of splatters to it. So let me go ahead and put away my card basics. What I have ready is I have some sparkle silk. And we're just gonna go ahead and he's gonna add some nice sparkle to the panel. Just like that. I don't know if you guys can really notice it, but I'm trying to hold it close, but there are little sparkle splatters on here now. You can see it on my finger for sure. So that'll be our panel, and I'm gonna set it aside to dry. And now we'll get into some coloring. Let's see, let's put this over here. And we're gonna put my cutting plates over, and then we're gonna start coloring up our Sleepy Princess from the Modern Princesses stamp set. So let's see, let's get into that coloring. Get my chair going, clean up my space, get a little bit of water. Let's get to coloring. So we're gonna go ahead and get this little girl all colored up. And let's start with some E04. And of course I'm using Copic markers. I've already stamped my image out using Ink on 3 blackout ink. It is my go-to. It is my favorite when it comes to alcohol safe inks. I have tried many of inks, and this one is absolutely my favorite. Do a little bit by her nose, do by the cuff of her hand, and a little bit on the skin. And what else? We'll do a little bit of the cuff right here, under her fingers right there, under her chin right here. And then we're gonna assume she's barefoot, but wearing slippers. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. Okay, next we have E11. So we're gonna go in, I'm probably gonna fix that on the next go around, but that's okay. Just kind of start extending the shadow of the E04 out with the E11. Just like that. sides of her nose, her little chest area. Just like that. All right, next let's move on to some E21. And then I know a lot of you guys have tuned into one of my lives before, so I will be coloring up all these colors twice. That's just my style of coloring to get nice, vibrant images. And I'll go ahead, I will check comments soon. How about we do it after our first pass with the skin? All right. Then we've got E00. And the last color will be E000. Oh, she looks so ready for bed, and oh, I can relate to her most moments of the day. All right, checking some comments. All right, nothing new. We are good. If you guys have any questions, though, guys and gals, make sure to reach out. I'm here to help. I may not get to it immediately, but I always go back and check. Get down that side of her face. Side of her hand. Under her chin. Carefully by her hands. And then her shoes. Or slippers, rather. All right. Going into some E11. Bringing out those shadows. You're really going to start seeing these colors blend together a lot smoother than they were. Now we're going to do some E21. Then we're going to move on to some E00. Let's do a little bit of blush for her. We're going to do some R22. And then some R20. Just like that. And then we'll blend it all out with some E000. just like that. All right. Next, let's go ahead and let's color in the inside of her mouth. So we're gonna start with some RV34. And then some RV32. And some RV10. Let's go back and repeat those colors. RV34. And I'm just gonna go ahead and skip to RV10, just because it's a small space. Sometimes I can do that when the space is small. All right, next let's do her tongue. We're gonna do some RV14. But this is also, coincidentally, going to be the same color as her headband and her slippers. She's gotta color coordinate, you know? All right, next let's go in with some RV13. And then RV10. All right, let's go ahead and repeat that. So we're gonna go in with some RV14. RV13. And RV10. Perfect. All right. Now let's work on her hair, which is going to be blonde, of course. So we're going to start with some E47. And do some curly cues. And then kind of like that. All right. Next we'll go in with some E44. up a little bit. And then adding some texture to her hair. All right. You know what though? I want to do a little bit of that. All right. Next, we're gonna move on to some E43. Just keep those those markers coming, a little lighter, a little lighter. You know, I always get quiet when I do strokes of hair. I just really start concentrating on this motion that my hand seems to transform into when I'm coloring hair. Just a really like light and airy approach. All right, then we're gonna go on to some E41. And I am gonna go ahead and repeat colors. However, I'm gonna go in with some Y00 first, because this really gives it that blonde sort of look. It really yellows the hair out. And then I'm gonna go in, add a little bit more texture that got blended out, and finish that hair up. Just like that. Awesome. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna skip E41 and go right to E43. You're not going to see the texture as much until you get to the two darkest colors. So we're not there yet, but once we start with the next two colors, it's really going to start to pop out. Actually, I'm going to go really quickly in with some E41 just to kind of round this out up here, so it's not so stark yellow. All right. Let's go in with some E44. I'm gonna do this big curl first. And then finish it out with some E47. We're getting there. Smooth this out over here a little bit. I think that's pretty good. So we've got her hair all situated. Hair is really difficult, especially when you're coloring around swirls and whatnot. So I like how hers turned out. I do. You know what? I could probably add just a little bit darker right here. Just like that. All right, awesome. Next, let's go in and let's color up her pajamas. So we're gonna do, her pajamas are gonna be a really light blue. So we're gonna do some BO2. And then we're gonna go in with some, I think we're gonna do B01 next. Yeah, that should be fine. There, right here. I might go in a little darker on the next go around, but that's okay. Just to kind of give her some shading. And then we're gonna do some B000. Yeah, we're gonna do a little, just a little darker. We're gonna add in a B04. And that's just gonna help give her a good shadow with these colors, because I think it could use it. These colors are just a little on the lighter side. Awesome. But she's getting there. All right, we're gonna go in with some B04. New color, didn't use this first go around, just want it to be a little darker. All right. And I think I'm gonna skip the BO2 and go right to BO1. And then let's go in with the B000. Awesome. And then she's got this little crown that's on her pajamas, and I was going to color it yellow, but I think I'm just gonna make it pink because I feel like it needs to just be a really sort of matchy. So we're gonna go in with some RB14. And I think because it's so small, I'm gonna go right to RB10. All right, back to RB14. And blend it out with some RB10. All right. Now that is it. Now usually this is where I say, oh, now I'm gonna fussy cut my image out, except I have the coordinating dies. So we are gonna cut her out with the coordinating dies. I figured out which one she was in advance, and I believe she's this one. Let's just make sure. Looks correct to me. All right, so we're gonna set this off to the side. We're gonna go ahead and tack her down with some tape. This was one of the first sets that had coordinating dies that had like characters. The Kindred Town sets have had coordinating dies since we started with those. I believe that was February of this year with the candy shop. All right. And thank you so much, Karen. All right, let me go ahead, grab my die cutting machine. Right in there. And she is perfectly cut out. So we've got our focal image all ready to go. I just got to put my die away. All right. Oh, I had all these images already stamped out. My goodness. Oh my goodness, Justin. I could have used one of them again. That's okay. That would have made a lot of sense. Well, I'm just going to have to remember this for in the future. Just have to remember for in the future. Son of a bucket. I could have been efficient tonight. I would have even had the die cut. That's okay. I'm sure I'll be breaking this set out again. All right, so we've got our little nap girl all ready to go. Let's grab our background. So I have this idea where we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put her on here, and then I'm gonna grab this sentiment that says love that I think I want it a little darker maybe. I don't know. I think I might want this darker, but it's gonna say love. And then we've got, I was going to do a vellum circle behind her just to give her a little bit of, but I think I need to make the circle smaller. So I have a little bit of modification to do, I think. But it's going to say love you, naps and you, which I thought was just cute. So let's go ahead. No, maybe I don't need to make the circle smaller. So anyways, so let's go ahead and start working on this. Is this? I don't know, do I put this? I think I can make it a little, I want to make it more blue. So I'm going to go in, I think I'm just going to do another one. So I'm going to go in, I've got some blending cardstock and some Salty Ocean Distress ink. Now I'm just going to go in and just lightly blend. I'll show you guys what I'm doing in a second. All right, so we're gonna go in. This is some Salty Ocean Distress ink. And where is my love die cut? Here it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and die cut this out one more time. And I'm gonna put this in place. And let's tack it down. All right, and we'll die cut our love sentiment once again. Pull this out. Poke, poke, poke. move this off to the side. This is not doing well for me right now. I'm just got stuff everywhere. Put my die cutting machine away. Put my die itself away. And I can poke out parts of my die that I don't need, my die cut, because I don't need all these little inner bits. Use your tweezers. And I gotta clean my glass mat too. All right. All right, we are getting somewhere. Let's see. Clean this off. I definitely need some water. Perfect. And then I'm gonna go ahead. Let's adhere these layers together. I've got some glue with a fine tip. And then we can go ahead and lay our new layer directly on top. Go ahead and push that into place. All right, let me put this off camera with a weight. Check some comments. All right, we are doing good. Where did my foam tape go? There it is. All right, I want to work on the sentiment idea I have. And I'm going to apologize in advance because it's going to take a little extra effort from me. So, I've got this blue paper. And I'm pulling in this sentiment from Once Upon a Naps that says, I like naps and you. But I want naps and you to all just be one line. So I've got to do some masking. We're going to see how I do with this. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put it like right here. And let's pick it up. Should probably move this down. Oh, yes, I was able to zoom out. Wonderful. All right, so what I want to do, use my anti-static tool, and then I'm gonna take some more of this mint tape. And I'm gonna section this off because I just wanted to say naps. See how this goes. Ugh. Nah. Masking always gives me a little bit of anxiety. We're gonna try it. We are gonna try it. All right. See how this goes. Okay, so I think I could just do that, maybe. And let's see if I can pour some Snowfall embossing powder. This would be easier without doing. All right, so now we're gonna heat emboss this naps. this away and go back to square one. I'm concentrating. Now I just need to say naps and you. Oy. The ideas I come up with. Why? Why, Justin? Sometimes craft smarter, not harder. But I think it's going to be a really cute sentiment. All right, but I am going to get a little close. So I'm sorry if you're seeing my hair. All right. Okay. Now we're going to mask once again. This time I need to reveal the and you portion. And let's go ahead and use our watermark ink pad. All right, and I'm gonna mask that part off because I don't need it. Oh, did I just screw it up? I might have. Let's see, stay tuned. I don't know what that is. Maybe a jumper. You know what? I've seen worse. Let's go ahead. I know it's really light. I have an idea to darken it. So let's go in. Okay. All right, let's get into a little bit of fussy cutting. Check comments. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for stopping by. Glad you could make it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. We're just gonna go ahead and fussy cut this out. Next, I'm going to go back in with my Salty Ocean Distress ink. All right, just like that. Then I can take my microfiber cloth, just wipe off the ink. And then I can take my gel pen and do a little bit of touch up. Just a little bit to clean up some of my letters. Just like that. All right. So I also have a piece of pattern paper, and this is from the Soft and Sweet paper pack. It's this, I'm using this pattern, I think. This one, which is this pattern up here. I just thought it would be really like a sweet background for a dreaming princess. Like that. Let's go ahead and glue this down. I should take this glue off too, or this tape off. Just kind of move this into place. All right. Well, that's going ahead and drying. Thank you so much, Lisa. Oh, they thought someone was vacuuming. I'm so sorry. I mean, it basically sounds the same. Basically. So, all right. So I just kind of want to start putting this into place. So it's going to say love. Napsing you. Oh, how cute is that? Okay. So I know where I want my princess to be. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere her down with, oh, I was going to use foam tape, but no, I'm going to just do this 2D now. That's okay. Sometimes you got to really be careful with vellum. Just kind of like that. And then let's get this into place. Whenever you're using vellum, I always like to use little spaces that I can adhere things down with. So we're going to put her right there and press her down. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back of our panel, or of our die cut, I'm sorry. Go ahead and press that down. Well, that's being pressed down. All right, and then I thought we would add some, what do I have? These are some white glitter enamel dots. So what I'm going to do, just like that. See, and that way it hides little bits of adhesive. And it holds down that vellum very nicely. So look at that. We've got a fun little card. I need to put it on a card base, which I can do after my live. But a fun little princess card, lots of soft colors, that's just perfect and cozy, and anybody that you know that loves a good nap and a good movie on the couch is going to love a card just like this. So let's go over some of the details for what we used to create this card. We used an image from the Modern Princess stamp set, and our sentiment came from the Once Upon a Nap stamp set as well. Might not be the right word to use, but you get where I'm going. We created our background using the crowned plaid hot foil plate, which I did use with some pool blue deco foil hot foil. I also went ahead and used the Love Word die along with some Snowfall embossing powder to create our sentiment, and it just turned out super, super sweet. And I also used some elements from our Card Basics stamp set for the circle and the stitched rectangle, along with the soft and sweet paper pack for a nice little textured frame for our main panel. So I'll make sure to get this uploaded to my YouTube channel along with in the fan club tomorrow or Wednesday, just because it's a later night on a work night. I don't know if I'm going to get to it tomorrow, but I will try my best. But it'll get uploaded, rest assured. But thank you guys all so very much for stopping by tonight. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday night, and I will look forward to seeing you for 2 more Facebook Lives next month. And I can't believe we're going to be closing out the year of 2023 in just a couple short weeks. Oh my goodness. So thank you all once again. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.